Hey everybody, you can probably hear me. I don't even know how to mute this. So I'm not gonna. Just gonna try to be kind of quiet. And did that work? I think that worked. I realize I don't have any way to like I don't have my Stream Deck set up on this computer. But hey everybody, I hope that you can hear me. It looks like my little thingy is bouncing, so hopefully that audio is coming through. I guess I could check what audio device I have. Somebody. Yeah. Oh. Audio out input. Oh yeah. Stream. Yeah, that's right. All right, you should be hearing me. Good. Oh, look, there's already comments. Hi, everybody. Yeah, so I'm sorry. I'm just kind of, I'm a little frazzled. So I have air tags, you know, those little wireless jobbies that you can like put in things so you don't lose them. And I have this GoPro case that I keep all my stuff in, but you'll see that all stuff is not very inclusive right now. Because at some point during the wedding, this dumped out like into a box. I wasn't worried. I had the box. And I can't find that box now. I found a different box with some of the camera stuff, but there's specifically like the microphone. Like I have a nice wireless microphone set that I just cannot find. But I figured if it dumped out and that AirTag isn't there, the AirTag must be with it. But my phone cannot find the AirTag. It says it's here. It says it's with me. It says that it checked in now here at my house. But yeah, it says it checked in now. But I cannot find it. Like the whole find thing, it says searching for signal. Can't find it. Try moving to a different location. I've gone all over. At one point, I got a note that the battery is low, so some things are not accessible. And my concern is that one of those things is the finding. So I guess it's good that it's here somewhere. I tried making the AirTag make a sound, and either it didn't make a sound or it can't make a sound. I don't know. It says connecting. Yeah, it won't even make a sound. I don't know if you can see. Oh, I can probably zoom in there. See, it says making a sound. Anyway. So yeah, I will try to find it. I guess the good news is it's here somewhere, right? That is I should be happy about that. It's not like it's not lost outside of the house. I just have to find it in the house, which you'd think would be easier than it is, but it is not. So anyway, I'm going to try not to focus on that. I have been last week was just meetings. Oh my goodness. And I know that was the expectation. I know like everybody's like knew that I would have meetings. But yeah, it happened. How's everybody doing? Good, good. Progressing. Congrats. Hello, Scott. Hello, everyone. Mason, Lewis, Temples and Tess, Stephen Jones. Linux Plus exam this Friday. Oh, good luck. Yeah. Good luck on that. I hope it goes well. I'm so sorry that my whole course is not finished. I'm hoping a great one this week. Because this next week is a normal week at CBT Nuggets for me, meaning like I have to have a kickoff meeting to start my course, but I get to do like actual training and create stuff because, well, I have to learn before I can teach. But this is so an update from the last time we talked about like what I was going to be doing. There is a Google Cloud digital leader or digital cloud leader or something like it's called something like that. But it's a very entry level Google certification for Google Cloud. Like it is only partially Google specific. It's basically what is the cloud and how can I use the cloud for my business. I'm blurry. Really? I wonder if that's. I wonder why I'm blurry. Well, I'm gonna look on YouTube. I mean, it doesn't say that I'm blurry here. Let's see. The video's fine. Oh, okay. Dwayne, it might be your connection then. It might be that it's like scaled you down, or you might be able to go to the little gear thing and put it back. So like maybe it for some reason limited your bandwidth, but you might be able to adjust it back up to full. Yeah, sorry about that it's low. Just pretend it's 8-bit me. Anyway, what was I saying? The exam. Yeah, I hope that also taking LPI Essentials exam. That yeah, good. That one is complete that I did, and people have passed it after watching my stuff. So Michael, Data, I hope that goes well for you as well. Anyway, yeah. So this week I get to learn about this digital cloud. Hey, why did it do that? Y'all saw that, right? Like a weird zoomy zoom. Okay. Stop. Oh, is it in follow mode? Oh, it's following me. I forgot it does that. It's not supposed to. Did I put my hand up? Man, I gotta turn that feature off. Anyway, yeah, it's simple. So I hope that I'll be able to start training right away. But I am gonna try to do YouTube videos this week because I don't have I have one meeting. Well, two meetings. One is scheduled, one will be scheduled. And that's it. Otherwise, I get the week to just do some creation and learning. And I got my studio pretty much all set up. DMX lights. It's different than the last time. I can't really give a tour because it's all dark, but basically I'm going to have a gray background. And I'm going to drop the gray curtain and do like the AI blurring of the background for right now. But I'm going to have 4 DMX lights to fill up the background with, a better combination of lights. I have a backlight or a hair light now It's actually the same. It's an Elgato key light that I have here. So I'm pretty happy with it, to be quite honest. Like, you can tell the difference here. I think a hair light or a backlight makes a big difference in video. It just it really makes my green messy hair pop. And I have the same sort of setup over there. My tiny key lights came in, so I have multiple lights over there instead of just one. Got a keyboard drawer that was delivered to my neighbor, but I got it. So yeah, that's been my week. Has just been getting ready for this next week to start. DMX is in the rubber. Yeah, no, the lights. Yeah, DMX lights. And I Amazon lost a USB DMX controller, so right now I have to just turn them on manually like a barbarian. But eventually it'll be automated, so I can just turn them on and off with my Stream Deck. But yeah, the green is back, Bite Moose, and this is a real subtle green. And so I went with. Have you ever seen those highlighting caps where like you put on a plastic cap with holes, and then there's like a crochet hook that the person like pulls chunks through? That's what was done here, and I didn't shower this morning, so that's why this is pretty rough. But it looked great until then I shaved the sides and the back. Do you want to see the silliness? Here's the silly. I assume it's still there. It's silly. So does it look like I just spotted something like spotted green cheetah in the back? So the deal was, when my hair was longer, there were like streaks because it was, the cap. But then I shaved it down, and so it's just the base of the streaks, and so now I just have dots on my head. So I don't know if I'm gonna just let it grow out a little bit or bleach more. But I think the next round I'm gonna go a little heavier on the bleach on top, so the green shows a little bit better. It's just it's yeah, it was a subtle welcoming into the world of green. So yeah, I'm excited about it being green. I wanted it to be green before I started at CBT Nuggets, so they knew what they were getting from day one. So Sunday, actually, after the live stream last Sunday, we did the dyeing, and so Monday morning I could start with green hair. Back to thorium. Oh, thorium.rocks. Cool. Have you had any issues? I'm gonna pop this up because it disappeared, but this is the thorium browser. I assume that's what you're talking about because nothing else would make sense. But thorium.rocks, the .rocks top level domain, it's a Chromium based browser, but I've heard a lot about it recently. Have you had any issues? Like, can you do things like watch Netflix? Like, does it load the Widevine stuff that you would need to watch video? And have you noticed any other limitations using thorium rocks or using thorium instead of like Brave? Because I've been using Brave, and they just keep adding stuff to it, and I don't like all the stuff they keep adding. Like, just I don't need all that. So yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious what you think about thorium. Yeah, I know. I mean, subtle isn't. Yeah, I get that. Subtle isn't something I'd associate with green hair either. But in the amounts of green that my hair has been, this is a fairly subtle version of it. So so yeah, I guess it's all relative as to what you're comparing. Yeah, I used to use Brave, and I think it does. I mean, like, I saw somebody complaining that, oh, like now they're tracking all your data because they install VPN stuff. I think they install, like, there's an option for VPN, the firewall plus VPN thing that is now in the top of the browser, but I don't think anything is enabled by default, and you have to pay for it. I don't think it's creepy. It's just they're adding more and more and more. And what I used to like about Brave is that it was so, trimmed down and slow and fast. And I don't want all the crypto stuff that they have built in. I used to like the idea of it, but crypto has just been ruined by dude bros, and so I don't even want any part of it, to be quite honest. Oh, Chris Titus Tech did a video on. I'll have to watch that. Yeah. I'll have to look at thorium and see. The green. So it's funny that you say. Okay, I'm gonna pop this up, Bite Move. So it is funny that you say that about my eyes. It turns out my eyes are gray, and they just sort of seem to blend with whatever either I'm wearing as a shirt or my hair or whatever. I don't think I can like zoom in super far, but yeah, they're actually a gray color, which is kind of rare, not like super rare, like I'm a, special person for having gray hair, or for having gray hair, for having gray eyes. But it's cool because nobody can ever tell what color my eyes are, because if I'm wearing like a blue shirt, like people say, "Oh yeah, he has blue eyes." And if my hair is like, in their field of view or whatever, "Oh, he has green eyes." And nobody ever thinks about gray as an eye color. So yeah, it's kind of cool. And it's also cool. Have I have I told this story about? I've told the story about my car accident, but a story I might not have told about my car accident is your oldest has gray eyes. That's really cool, Scott. I think it's not real common, but it's kind of cool. And for me, so when I had my car accident, I hit my head. I don't remember anything before March of '99. The movie? What is a movie where Jim Carrey is like a? It's like a show. Not Tucker. Uh, Whatever the show is, somebody will probably know it, where he's like a television show and everybody in his life is actors. It starts with a T. I can't think of it, but Truman. Thank you. The Truman Show. Um, that is really what it felt like after my car accident. I woke up in the hospital, right? And I'm like, I don't remember anyone. Um, and of course, I didn't know the Truman Show at the time, but that sort of a feeling is like, what if I'm just some weird experiment and all these doctors and everybody who's coming to see me, they're all just, acting, and I'm just like some guinea pig in some weird experiment. And it wasn't until my daughter, I had one daughter, she was almost 2 years old. Her birthday was in April. My accident was in March. She was almost 2 years old. She came into the hospital room and, toddling along. She was like, "Daddy, Daddy," and she reached out for me. And so I was, she was not an actress, right? I mean, this is too tiny of a kid. This was not an acting daddy, daddy, toddle, I'm going to fall on my butt wearing a diaper kind of thing, right? But what's even more unique is, so my wife has dark brown hair and dark brown eyes, and those are both very dominant traits, right? I mean, that's dominant. Our our second youngest child, dark brown eyes. They have dark brown hair. My hair has always been lighter. It's brown. The older I get, it was getting darker. No, it's getting a little gray, not green, but so it's lightening up now. But it's always been a light, like dishwater blonde / brown color hair. Um, and my eyes are gray, which is definitely recessive. And so, my daughter, my eldest, the only one at the time, but my daughter comes running in. She looks like me. She has the same color hair-ish as me. Hers a little lighter. The same fairly unique color eyes, which she still has to this day. She kept the gray eyes. And so it was so cool that, like, not only is this child like, there's no way she's an actress, she's just a little kid, but she also looks just like me, when it doesn't make genetic sense that she did. And yeah, like I said, my other two daughters look, brown eyes, dark brown eyes and everything. But yeah, Amanda, my eldest, she looked like me. So anyway, that was just cool. And yeah, her daughter, my granddaughter Dragon / Emmy, had the gray eyes at first. I think they're turning a little more brown. I think her dad has brown eyes, and Amanda has the genes for brown eyes too. But still, it was just a cool thing. So it's a special bonding thing for me and Amanda. Um, yeah, I'm always amazed by the human brain, its complexities too. It's so weird that I didn't remember. I mean, it truly is. I had soft tissue damage in my brain. I mean, the side of my head. So the front of your head, this is like pretty thick. It's like, I don't want to say it's designed for being hit, but it can handle hits better. The side of your head, pretty soft, right? I mean, there's pretty thin. There's not a whole lot there. And it was the side of my head that went through the car window, like broke through the car window, and I was kind of like hanging out of the window in March. And something about the way that the damage to my soft tissue happened inside, I just lost personal memories. I still knew factual memories, like I knew who the president was. I knew, like, I could even sing along with some songs on the radio, which was cool. But anything that was personal to me, nothing. And it never came back, apart from a couple really stupid things. But yeah, I think I've crossed the threshold where I've been alive longer now after my accident than before. But yeah, it's just interesting how brains work. But yeah, Amanda looking like me, and being young was a real blessing, because I was super freaked out in the hospital. Um, yeah, this took a weird turn, didn't it? I did. So this week trying to get ready for, all the things that are changing and like having two, um, studios in my office. I'm still not set up right, but I did end up getting like this Insta360 camera. I mean, this isn't like a, it's definitely not sponsored. Nobody's sponsoring me. Um, but this Insta360 link, it's called. It's like a, goes up and down and does all. It's amazing. I love it. I love the quality. It's the of all the cameras I have, including like my like $1,000 Sony A6400, it has the best zooming. It doesn't do the you know what I mean? Like especially on the edges, some of those cameras that are like supposedly really good at face tracking and focusing, they just like do search a lot and it just drives me bonkers. I turn off autofocus on almost every camera. But this one is, oh, it's probably going to do the, it's just like it's fast. It can zoom in and focus without doing the crazy seeking where the edges are just so annoying. Just love this camera, and it's tiny. Um, I also got a more expensive, not much more expensive, a little more expensive. It's the Elgato Facecam Pro, um, and then I got the teleprompter. Have you seen the new teleprompter from Elgato? It's pretty cool. I thought that would be super awesome. And it is. It's by far the best teleprompter I think they make. It's just amazing. But the camera is weird and it does the searching thing, and I don't. So anyway, let me stretch my window because it's hard to read what you're laying down. All right. Let me start at the top here. Hopefully one day my memory returns. Honestly, you know what? It's funny, but I appreciate that. But at this point, I hope it doesn't. I mean, I know that I had a really bad childhood. It was I had, I mean, yeah, just had rough childhood. I don't want to talk too much about it, but something that people shouldn't have to go through. And so not remembering that might be a blessing. And honestly, life is going pretty well right now. Everything that I need to know, I think I know. People have told me my brain is like fabricated memories that don't even exist. Brains are amazing at that. Um, so even though I don't remember anything before then, I have like a mental image of things that I know happened that people have told me and I've filled in stuff. And who knows, maybe some memories have like filled in some of those gaps. But yeah, I'm okay if I don't remember. Oddly enough, I'm good now. I'm good. Life is good. It's okay. um, you, I, I might need more explanation there. Scott, you bought your house again? Is this a like paid off a mortgage thing? Is this a remortgage thing? What is this? This is strange. You should only have to buy a house once unless there are other circumstances, I think. uh Wish me luck in moving. Oh, is this to me? Talking about like I might have missed some. Is somebody else moving or is this me? And I'm not really moving. I have two halves of my office now, if you're talking about me. Aaron Canaway, Sean, do I have any classes on Windows PowerShell? I do not. I do not, but I almost had to teach a class on Windows PowerShell, and I'm gonna have to do some PowerShell stuff, I think, for Google Cloud, but that's gonna be at CBT. I won't be able to put that on YouTube. So yeah, there's gonna be new Sean Powers content on CBT Nuggets, even though they still have some of my content there now, which is funny. And going back, there were some weird things like created a new account like on the system they use for paychecks. And when I logged in, all of my old stuff was there, including a bank account that doesn't work anymore. So that was a little scary. But no, I don't have any PowerShell stuff. I apologize. Maybe someday though, because I'm not teaching Linux. So who knows what I'll get to teach. Thank you about the camera. Yeah, this is the Insta360 Link is what it's called. I think that's what it's called. Here, I'll get a why can't I type? Insta360 Link. I believe that's what it's called. Yes. And I think it says, make sure this is the one that, oh, I didn't buy it. So it's not going to say you bought before, but this is absolutely the one. So, how do I get a link? Text link. Copy. All right. So that is the link. It's probably an affiliate link because I have the thing installed. But yeah, that's the actual camera. Let's see which like Windows PowerShell. Question about those. Oh no, something went wrong. Try to reload. Hopefully I'm still here. Oh, oh no, that came. Is a video editor a local or a cloud thing? Yeah. Oh, so this is a different Insta360 camera. This is a webcam. It's funny that you say the Insta360 360-degree thing. There is a local client, probably Windows and Mac only. Maybe it might be Linux though. I don't know if they have a web-based thing, but the 360-degree footage is importable by a lot of other video editors now. It's kind of becoming a standard. So it's just like two super fish eye things, and a lot of video editors can pull that footage in. So if you can't run it on a local machine, yeah, you could do some research to figure out how to do that. And if that's something that you want me to experiment more about, Lewis, I can. If nothing else, I could record some footage and make it available so you could download it and see if you can get like an editor working at some point. So just let me know either offline or whatever, and I'll follow up with that. If I'm dropping frames on Twitch, I apologize. I don't know. This is my home connection. It's usually pretty solid. I hope I find my keys. Yeah. Okay, that I'll go for. Yeah, hopefully find my keys someday. Or maybe like I had like a wallet full of money, or a jar full of diamonds. I don't know. Yeah, it'd be cool if I found them. But since our house has burned down and we moved out of the town that we rebuilt, it's very unlikely that I'll find anything from before the accident. Motivation for starting a new course. So, I mean, this is going to sound funny, but the motivation for starting this new Google Cloud Platform course is living indoors and paying my mortgage and being able to buy food. Yeah, this is just my new job. So the motivation is that's what they want me to make, and I want them to pay me money, because now I don't get money if I don't make content. And so, yeah, it's a little bit nerve-wracking right now. Thankfully, I think we're okay. We're fine as far as like, we could go a month with me getting like a tiniest little paycheck and be fine while I ramp up. But even then, absolute worst case scenario, like I could do some things on credit cards. Like all of our credit cards aren't maxed out like they were a couple years ago. So yeah, we're okay. But I find the motivation now because I want to get paid. As far as anything else, it's whatever I'm interested in. I love when people are um, uh, when they enjoy the same sort of thing I enjoy, or if something is really confusing, I learn it and it's super fun. I'm like, oh, we got to make it not confusing for folks. That's kind of my where I get my motivation. I hope I get motivation to finish up Linux Plus too. It hasn't been lack of motivation these past few weeks. It's just been the giant transitions. So, in fact, I was laying in bed last night. I'm like, oh, I'm kind of stoked because like the first thing we're gonna do is bash scripting, and I think the first video back, like it's in the troubleshooting section, the third section that we're going to go into in Linux Plus. It's about bash scripting, and I have that whole course on bash scripting, and so I'm definitely going to reference it and like put a link in the description and all the things that YouTubers say. But I think I'm going to try to do like just like a rapid fire show, like the different kinds of loops, and do this and do this, and in a video, and then say, now if that was too fast, which it probably was, there's a whole playlist to go and check out more about all the different things about bash scripting. So yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Let's see. I'm gonna pop these up because they've disappeared because I was too long-winded. Was the stuff from my old Google Docs still in your CBT? No. And in fact, so my friend Eric, who maybe I've mentioned before, he got moved with me to the company where we were managing servers in different data centers, like the job I've had for the past 3 or 4 years. He was another CBT Nuggets employee that was moved with me, and he is now back at CBT Nuggets. He actually went back to CBT Nuggets a year ago, but he's the head IT guy. And so it's funny that my friend Eric, who's been a coworker and still part-time has been a coworker at the job I was at, is the person who's like setting up the stuff. I'm like, so do you just like reactivate my old account? And he said, no, we could, but a lot of times all of that old cruft is just there's so much crud that it's super annoying. I did that for a couple people who came back. He said, so what we do now is we just create a new account and it's actually the same login that I had, but it's a new account. It's not tied to the old Google account. So that was kind of cool. I guess I was looking forward like, oh, what did I have in there? But I guess it's nice to have a clean, fresh start, even though I didn't have that fresh start everywhere. And one more funny thing is, so at CBT Nuggets, they do over the years. I mean, I've been there since 2009, but they do right now the format, and I probably shouldn't say what the format is. I won't say it out loud in case like people want their email to be private at CBT Nuggets, but they have a format for like how they turn a person's name into the username for their email address. But when I was at CBT Nuggets before, there were several aliases, especially for trainers, because when they would post like if you want to contact the trainer, do like Sean.powers@cbtnuggets.com. The problem is a lot of people at CBT had that email address in their like address book and all of their like stuff. And so when they would email me or set up calendar appointments, like I had meetings last week, it would go to that account, which was no longer valid. So I actually asked Eric, and he did, thankfully, if he would add that alias back. So I have all the old aliases I did before because people were still using those. They were still in their address books from years ago. So that was just kind of a funny thing that happened. Like people were like, no, I scheduled you. I'm like, I bet you scheduled old me. And they're like, why is that still there? And I'm like, I mean, it was still in your address book, right? So anyway, that was just a funny thing that happened. Love my LPI videos. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. And fortunately, I won't be able to do LPI. Like I probably won't be doing cert training videos on YouTube. I finish up Linux Plus. But I don't think I'll be able to do more there. I could ask in the future, like if I could do a course that I did years and years ago, but I had to get special provisions to do Linux Plus and keep Linux Essentials on there. So we'll see how that goes. But thank you. I appreciate that very much. Oh, you may have some updates. New master bathroom. Okay. Some house updates. So like another mortgage or a mortgage or something. That makes sense. Yeah. This house that we're in has 2 mortgages on it. One is not a mortgage, but it's a loan that we got. It's weird. Signature loan. Bought a house, signature loan. So now I can get a mortgage on it. Yeah, it's kind of shady, but I mean, it's not shady. It just feels shady. Hey, Sean Powers, remember me? Oh, pop this up. We're gonna make small dice trays out of wine boxes. Yes, and I did see them. You had posted a link, and I saw the link somewhere. Like this, for some reason, I can't click on it here in this interface. But yes, those are cool too. So do you completely disassemble the wine boxes? It seemed like that was the case. Like I saw them stacked up, and they looked cool though. I love the whole idea of reusing wooden boxes too. Like when people redo things out of pallets, that's real popular here. That just warms my heart. I just love to see that. So yeah. And there's that link. I'll follow that link. Like I said, I can't for some reason follow links in this interface. Adding aliases with business accounts are pretty easy. Yeah, that's what he said. He said it was no problem, and he did it in like 30 seconds after I asked. It was just funny that it was required, right? They're trying to stick to a new format. Like this is, all new hires have this format for email because it had changed over the years, and they're trying to get everybody on one. But because I was there before and I had different ones before, now I'm back to having multiple aliases. But it's fine. It works really, really well. For me, no. I mean, I'm guessing probably for Scott. That would be my guess. Either a home improvement or maybe another mortgage. I don't know. I mean, either way, whatever is working. Improvements are always nice. For me, I was just a signature loan and then a traditional mortgage on top of that, both of which we pay every month, which is painful. But our farm is paid off, the cheaper of the two. So there's that. But no, we're doing fine. I caught up on comments. It only took me a half an hour. I don't know what I think about this. Does anybody use these? Oh, look, I can zoom in and it'll actually focus. Okay, I love this camera. I am a big fan of this camera. I think it's pronounced circle, even though it's spelled, and I in my head I just see Kirkle. Um, but it's like you fill it with water and then like that little insert thing, you replace them, and then it like you can dial how much flavor you want in the water. So like just a little hint of flavor in your pure water or lots of flavor like Kool-Aid. I don't know. I like them. I bought some refills. The refills are like $3.50 each, and it says they'll like last 6 of these. No, they last about 3. Um, even, and I don't crank them up really high. But you can refill them with like the squirty things. You're not supposed to, but you can take them apart and refill them. So I don't know. I kind of like them. It makes me drink more water, which I think is ultimately the goal that I should be looking for. So anyway, hold on, oh dang! I'm already back up on comments. I'm so bad about that. I'm bad at this. I really am. But I did get I got um what did I get? I got the thing. The other camera that is also the teleprompter, and it does this thing where it'll pop up like comments in the like teleprompter from Twitch. It like integrates with Twitch, and so I could like be looking directly at the camera. It's a different camera. I realized I'm not looking at it, but it's like right there. And I could be like responding to comments while looking, which is cool. But I don't know. I don't have it set up. I didn't like how that camera looked as much, even though it's a really nice, expensive camera. Um, let's see. Turn boxes and the planks. Oh, okay. So yeah, you kind of strip them down into planks and then reuse the wood. That's awesome. That's awesome. I love that kind of a upcycling, recycle. I don't know what that's reusing, whatever R it is. I'm a big fan. Santiago Newborn is watching me with attention. Hello, Regina. Hi. I know you're tiny. We saw photos, but it's been a while. If you're looking at the screen, I can't speak enough Spanish. Hola. That's about it. That's all I got. But uh, hola. Yeah, that's all I can say. My wife, if she were here, she could have a conversation with you, or my son-in-law. But anyway, hello, hello, hello. See if we can mess up my camera by waving. Oh, that's cool. And I saw earlier you're using Edge. No shame, no judgment here, man. This is a no shame zone. You can use Windows. You can use whatever browser you like. Standard collateral 15-year. That's what I have too. I have a 15-year mortgage on this home. I mean, there's a signature loan for 15 years before that. And oh no, you know what? I think I might have done a 10-year mortgage on this house, which is why our payment is so painful. But it wasn't for the full amount because I wanted to have 20% equity, so I don't have to pay mortgage insurance. So anyway, yeah, same thing here. I'm still paying off the original 15-year signature loan on the house. And I don't know when that's done. Years, a long time from now. Not close enough that I can be like, oh, it's coming. Oh, it's a whole process. Wood pallets, they're too thick. Yeah, and honestly, the wood pallets are kind of tough to get apart. You know, they're made, at least here, really hardwood. And I don't know how they nail them together, but the nails are just removing the nails is hard. I've seen people just do a like a cut right along the edge and then try to get the middle board nails out, and that seems to work well. But trying to remove all the nails often splits the pallet boards when I've tried that. So that's kind of a pain. Like my wife made like a coffee rack out of an old pallet. It's downstairs on our kitchen wall. You've probably seen it in videos that I walk around with if you follow me on some of those. That's a good question, so I'll pop it up. How come I don't live at the farm? It's in the middle of nowhere. It is. So right now my daughter and my brand new son-in-law live at the farm in the farmhouse. It's I guess technically 1, 2, 3 bedroom, 1 tiny bathroom. It's an old farmhouse. I mean, probably over 100 years old. It a dirt floor basement, like cobblestone frame. It's an oddly built farmhouse. It's long and skinny in 2 stories. But the big issue is, I mean, well, they're living there, but if they weren't, and they're looking to buy a house in town, so they won't be living there probably for very long. The big reason is it's so far away from everything. It is just so far away. It doesn't sound like it's like a 35-minute drive, but I mean it's like 55-mile-an-hour roads. So it's like a 35-minute drive from town to the farm. And now Donna works right downtown. It's like a 1.5-minute drive, 2.5 if we hit a stoplight to get her to work and back every day. She's not going to be leaving her job anytime soon. So yeah, that's why we live in town. Donna doesn't really want to live out there. I probably would. Like I would be in favor because I like living in the middle of nowhere and there's great internet and I could put up like solar panels, kind of be off the grid even if I wanted to. But yeah, that's why we don't. I would, but you know, Donna really wants to live close, and all of our kids are closer here, except for the ones that live there, but they wouldn't live there if we did. So anyway, yeah, that's the long version of it. I don't think Kirkle or Circle is open source, but it's easy to open the little things. You just rip those suckers open, refill the little baggie with concentrate, and you got more. It feels gimmicky though. It does. I think it's just pandering to my like of Kool-Aid. And there's like some interesting flavors. Like I just opened this one, horchata, which doesn't seem like a flavor that you would want in water. And it doesn't quite taste like horchata, but it tastes good. I'll say that. So it tastes good. Yeah. Let's see. Iced tea in a double wall vacuum stainless. Yeah, and I like iced tea. We brew iced tea constantly. Donna drinks iced tea every single day at work. So we do brew a lot of iced tea, but not sweet. It's I put a little bit of sugar-free sweetener in my iced tea, but not much. It's like a little bit in a 2-quart container. Amazing meal on a land people have in the US. Yes, that is true. I mean, the US is enormous. And one of the problems with, and it's getting better, but because the US is so rural that internet access for a lot of folks out like where my farm was is really difficult. In fact, we have a local electricity co-op up here, and they provide power to everybody. Like all the rural electric areas up here are this like one company, and it was only because they invested their own money, and I'm sure they got some federal grants and loans and stuff to string fiber optic cable on all of their existing power lines. You know, they already had all of the poles and everything. That's the only reason that there's good internet out there. Before they came out, there was the possibility of getting DSL. That was the only option, was DSL, and it was 3/4 of a megabit maximum speed. I did it again. There we go. It was 3/4 of a megabit, and that was maximum. I mean, it was miserable, and it was like $80 a month for that. So yeah, it was just the worst. But yeah, at the farm, I have like, I think it's 12 acres. I think I have 12 acres out there, which is a lot for somebody who is not a farmer. Yeah, and I have, you know, a lot of my friends in the UK, same thing, you know. Um, and I feel, Mason, I feel like you said that for the benefit of us because you would call it a garden, wouldn't you? Small garden? Because gardens are what we call yards, right? Or am I wrong? Did I totally misunderstand that nuance? Because my coworker now, actually, Simona, lives in the UK, and she always talks about her front garden, back garden, and it's just what I would call my front yard and backyard. I love the nuances of different cultures and languages and countries. But anyway, um, yeah, it's like that in the city. We just have a really small, like postage stamp front yard and backyard here. Uh, oh, I'm gonna do a terrible job on your name, and I am so sorry. Gushan Gunputh. Hello. Welcome. I'm sorry that I probably was horribly insulting with that, but I tried. And welcome. Yeah, I'm glad you're here. Glad you're here. Who am I making cry? I don't know who I'm making cry, Scott. It's possible though. Probably the Santiago's daughter. Yeah, just by talking, I probably made her cry. Kind of lucky having a large garden. Gosh, gosh, I just got to, I know 20 minutes left and talked about a little bit of tech stuff. Thank you all for coming. This has just been such a nice, I don't know, nice hangout with people who I care about and are tech nerds after the week of meeting after meeting and such change going on with my job. This has been awesome for me. So thank you for showing up. And sorry, I'll get emotional and cry myself. Kind of lucky to have a large garden here, but there's a farm next door. So fields after the garden. Oh, that's cool. Bite Moose. Yeah. That's my farm has that too. There, I have like 12 acres. And then surrounding that, there's like several giant parcels. Like right next door, there's a 50-acre parcel that there's a tiny little shed house, like a tiny house. There used to just be a camper, but they built like a permanent house there that they stay at once a year for like a weekend. That's like 50 acres. So it's mostly just open field and or some scrubby trees that have grown up. It used to be a farm and nobody's farmed it in so long that it's just kind of growing wild. And then behind my farm, there's a 40-acre section that was for sale like 4 years ago. I wish I would have had the money to buy it because now everything is so much more expensive. I'd never be able to. It's not for sale right now, but it backed right up against my property. It was a 40-acre lot. And right next to my property, it's like it's a, some sort of like a preserve, but I don't really know what that means, but it's like some sort of preserve. So it's like a nature preserve. I don't know who owns it or what, but you don't have to worry about anything getting built there. So yeah, it's in a nice spot actually, in close to an airport. I'd love to someday build like a nerdling ranch out there and have like cabins and or spots for RVs and or spots for tent camping, with like maybe a big central building like a lodge to put conferences on. I think it'd be so cool to do conferences and have like places of varying like costs and methods that people could stay and attend the conference in the big lodge, and then just have fun in the rural area with really good internet. And it's really close to an airport, like a regional airport, that isn't too bad to fly in and out of. Like it's big enough that there's actually they don't use prop planes anymore. They actually have little jets that fly in and out. And so it's a really decent airport. It's Pelston, PLN, if you want to look up the airport that's right next to my farm. It's really cool. So I'd love to do that someday. That'd be cool. Someday we'll have conferences at Nerdling Ranch right next to the airport. Not right next to, a couple miles. Oh, she's smiling. Oh, that's good to hear, Santiago. I'm glad. Let's see. A small backyard, 30 fields and a large river. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. And I probably said before, where I live here in town, it's Little Traverse Bay. So if you Google Little Traverse Bay, Petoskey, you'll see where the bay comes in, and Petoskey is on the southern side of Little Traverse Bay. And what you can't usually tell unless you look at a topographical map is it goes like, it's a very steep hill that probably goes like a mile and a half, down to the water, the big water. And like, so our town is very hilly, all going down towards the water. So we're about, I don't know, 3/4 of a mile maybe from downtown, maybe less, maybe half a mile from downtown. And that means we're up on a hill. And so if you look out like one window and it happens to be fall, so there's no leaves on the tree, you can see into the bay. So our real estate, it actually says, that it's water views or lake view, even though it's like from like maybe two windows and during certain times of year. But it's a cool place to live. It is a really nice view of the water, even if it's nothing like waterfront. But it's just funny that on real estate you can actually claim it because you can see like through a little hole in a tree, like between houses and stuff. So anyway, oh, I'm behind again. Mohammed Mahmood. I'm really bad again at names. I'm so sorry. I'd rather try and just know that I'm trying to get it right. Hello to you as well. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you stopping by and saying something. Oh, on Facebook as well. We don't get a lot of Facebook viewers, so that's cool. Internet keeps dropping out. Bite Moose. I'm sorry. And you may not even be here. You may be rebooting the router. Got you and I are the same. Let's see. If it's a neighborhood and suburbs. I do love being in the country. And the thing is now the reason we bought the farm was for a ministry that we can't have anymore. But I also don't want to sell the farm. I just love it out there. It's so nice and so peaceful. And the view from the kitchen window in the morning when the sun comes up, the farmhouse kitchen window faces the east. And the actual barn is kind of like it's about 300 feet away from the farmhouse, but to the east. So you look out the kitchen window and it's so the farmhouse is long and skinny and it's on the skinny end is the kitchen window. And so it's like the only window you can see out. And you see the barn and then it's just somehow the sky is enormous. And so if you're ever there in the morning, the sunrise when it comes up and over the barn and then like the fields beyond, because there's like, 12 acres and then a 40-acre thing right behind it. It is just the most breathtaking view. It's so gorgeous. But yeah, Donna really wants to live in town. I like living in town. There are benefits of living in town. Don't get me wrong, but I just love it out there. It's so cool. So yeah, Aaron, thank you. I appreciate that. Um, and yeah, there really should be at least a video going on YouTube this week because I already have a plan and I should have some, like I said, I have time during the day where I'm not back to back meeting constantly. And because CBT Nuggets is on the West Coast and I'm on the East Coast, East Coast time zone, it makes for an awkward time because if they're working until 5 o'clock in the evening, that means I'm working until 8 o'clock in the evening. My wife gets out of work usually at 7:30, and so by the time the end of the day is here, I'm done. And if I get up early, I can do things before anybody on the West Coast. Mostly, some people are early risers, but before they get up. But this week it's been trying to get everything ready that I've been doing before the meetings start, and then I just sit in meetings all day, which has been good. But yeah. So anyway, I say all that to say, I really, really hope that this week is a little bit more back to normal. Fresh start. Yeah, I'm certainly not going to get political. If there's just no easy answer. Palestinian, Israeli, and then Hamas. I think the one thing that I feel confident saying is that Hamas has just done horribly evil things, but certainly not going to. Um, yeah, yeah, that's a tough topic, and we've had a lot of talks in my family about it, which is good. To try to explain how there's not just clearly oh well, this is the right answer. Clearly the right answer is not Hamas. That's like I said, I'm confident saying that. Horchata is rice water with coconut milk in some countries. See, that'd be good. And like the cinnamon and I do like horchata a lot, like the real stuff. This doesn't really taste like it. It I don't know. It tastes good, but it doesn't taste like that. So uh sweet tea all the way. I don't know, man. It's just it's too sweet for me, man. I just can't. Amazes me how many people want to live in those concrete jungles. Well, I don't know. I don't think that Scott and his wife, I don't think they live like in the city. And like neither do I. Yeah, technically I live downtown Petoskey, but we're a tiny little town. And I think Scott lives in the suburbs. Um, so, it's not quite like living in the city. I wouldn't want to live like downtown in a real city. I wouldn't want it. I'd feel that's too much for me. Maybe at some point in my life, if I could live in an apartment up, looking over the thing. But right now, no way. I don't want to live in a city. Suburbs, yeah. This doesn't count as a city. This is just a tiny little town. So yeah. Live in a flat. Yes, a flat / apartment. I know. Same thing, different name. 20-meter squared garage. Yeah, that's all. I don't have a garage at all. It bums me out. But yeah, that's cool. I'd love to have a garage. And is it your own garage? Like you live in a flat, but then you have like your own garage? How does that work? Or, do just some apartments have garages and some not, or is it all chopped up different? I'm curious how that works. Bite Moose went to London on weeks. Let's go course. Bum, bum, bum. Couldn't wait to leave by Friday. Yeah. Yeah, I feel that way when I go to conferences often too. DIY, what now? Keyboard stream. Oh, like a stream deck? Is that what you're talking about? A DIY stream deck? No, although I do have an X Keys keyboard that I used to use on my Wacom tablet, but now I just use stream decks. If that's what you're talking about, Scott, I'm not sure. I mean, I sort of did. I did when I made my you can see above my head, see that Linux journal with the arcade machine up there. When I did that, I rewired a keyboard to use for all the controls. So that was a little bit like rewiring it. But yeah, Nerdling conference sounds cool. I agree. Ali, yes, I am back at CBT Nuggets as of last Monday. I haven't created any content for them. Last week was all meetings. I think I'll get to start making some content this week. I don't have any idea how they release content these days. Again, I haven't been there for 3 or 4 years. But I should start making content. It's going to be Google Cloud Platform is what I'm going to be doing, at least for the foreseeable future. The next 6 months to a year is going to be all Google Cloud Platform for me, for CBT Nuggets. I'm still going to be doing YouTube stuff, separate from CBT Nuggets. But yeah, that's my full-time gig is going to be CBT Nuggets, and Google Cloud Platform is the topic for the foreseeable future. Yeah, I'm with you, Eric. I just can't, man. I just can't do it. But it's so funny how once a person starts drinking sweet tea, they don't have a problem with it. They just, it's like, it's great. They just love it. So, well, more power to them. I just can't do it. IO nut, or is that low nut? I can't tell. But what did you miss? Not much. It's just been kind of a catch up. Last week was all meetings, and this next week I'm going to start making content both for CBT and for YouTube. You're caught up. Oh, also I had an accident, but that was not new news. I just talked about it. A custom keyboard. I thought about it. I think we talked a little bit about keyboards. The reason that this is a new keyboard. It's it has the Touch ID, and my other quiet keyboard is over on the other studio, the other side of my office. They have to be silent. That's the thing. And if I'm going to make a keyboard, it's going to be a clicky one because I like the way that feels. But I haven't made one because I can't use it while recording. I need quiet keyboards while I'm recording. So yeah, it is what it is. This answer a question. Got 2 properties. Oh, that's interesting. So it's like 2 different properties. It's treated differently. So you can have an apartment. So you could have a garage in an apartment building that you don't live in. That's interesting. Okay, I could see that. That is very convenient that it's in the same building, though. That's awesome. And thank you. I wasn't sure how that would work for lots of people living in a flat. So cool. That's awesome. Look up Mountain Dew dogs. Doo dogs. Might have to do that. Okay. Now we gotta. Should we do it together? I'm gonna trust that this is appropriate for TV. How do I do that here? Let's open up a Safari browser. Bring it down here. Oh, how do I do that? Oh yeah, I made it so that I gotta go around the corner to get to this. All right. How do I switch to that? Thanks for bearing with me. This is all new setup. I know it looks similar to before, but I mean, it's a new computer, new everything. Does this have the right? Let's see, yeah. Do I still have? Yeah. Okay. Still have audio. Oh, I don't have a way to pop my face on there. That's fine. That's fine. We'll just do this together without my face. Mountain Dew dogs. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's messed up. I mean, that's like pumpkin spice kind of stuff, but that's messed up. That is messed up. I'm happy to say that I will not be able to try these because I am a vegetarian, and it does say uncured beef franks. So sorry, as much as I would love to totally not try these things. I will not be able to. So yeah, sorry about that. How do I get back to my screen now? Okay, back. Live stream face. There we go. So yeah, that is gross looking though. I mean, they look like they come pre-moldy. So there's that. Oh my goodness, it's already almost time to be done. Ugh. You're not gonna try them? Yeah. Uh not vegetarian, still not gonna try them. Yeah. There's some like pumpkin spice stuff too. I have no desire to try. I don't have anything against pumpkin spice. And I know that half the things that you see out there that say they're pumpkin spice are like just photoshopped to be funny. But a disturbing amount of them are not photoshopped and they just have like pumpkin spice flavored bizarre things. So yeah, like I'll see things on the internet. I'm like, oh, that's a funny Photoshop. And then like I'll see it in the store and I'm like, just stop. Oh, just stop. I don't remember. I saw something very recently that I had seen on the internet and thought it was fake. And it turns out it was not. It was a pumpkin spice thing. I have not seen the Baja Blast thing. Although, this is a great way to finish up the live stream. If you have not had Flaming Hot Cheetos macaroni and cheese, now that's some pretty good stuff. I enjoy that. I don't eat it often because I mean I can't imagine that it is good for you in any way whatsoever. But yeah, the Flamin' Hot Cheetos macaroni and cheese, I don't like it. I don't like it. Yeah. 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 Oh, eats the Flamin' Hot mac and cheese? I mean, your daughter has good taste. I'm just saying, it's delicious. Again, I've probably had it 3 times in my whole life. Um, but I have no regrets. And my wife is not even interested in trying it, but that's all right. It just means I get to eat the whole box myself. So, yeah, and so I I get it, right? I mean, these are not I don't even know if we can call these food, right? These are games you play with your taste buds. This is not part of a diet, much less a healthy diet, but they're fun for that sort of a thing. I mean, I've got to be honest. Same thing with like my flavored water things. It's just fun. There's no calories or anything, but I mean, it's just chemicals. It can't be that good for me. But yeah. What am I looking up? Look up Pepper X. Was that it? Is that a drink? Is it a food? What is it that I'm looking up? Pepper X. I know we're almost it's like one or 2 minutes left. Pepper X. Oh, the hottest pepper in the world. Oh, is this like the recent thing? Where like it was like a hybrid from a Carolina Reaper? Food new hot pepper. Yeah, yeah. I actually heard about those. I I like really hot food. I haven't had super hot food in a number of years. But I used to really like, I mean, I used to tell restaurants like I want my face to melt off my skull. And, I'd never had anything that was too hot except one time. And I think they just had a bottle of pure capsaicin in the back and they dumped it in just to like, oh, he thinks he wants his face to melt because it wasn't flavored. It was just pure, like I pepper sprayed myself in the mouth. It was weird. Um, but yeah, I've heard about those, and I just wonder about flavor. That's the thing. I like really hot foods, but I like really hot foods that taste good too. And some of them just don't. So I don't know. Would I try it? Just like take a bite of the pepper? Probably not. If it was like in something, I might try it. But yeah, I don't know. I did see that though. That's kind of cool. That is Pepper X, which is disturbingly like Twitter's name. So I don't know. That's a strike against it for me. But we'll see. I guess we're done. It's time. Thanks again. I know that we talked some nerdy stuff and some geeky stuff and just some fun stuff, but this was just a breath of fresh air for me after a long, stressful couple weeks. So thank you all for coming and stopping by. And yeah, I get to see what creativity looks like now. I'll finally have some like regular stability in my day to day. So looking forward to it. So have a great day, everybody. Thank you again for tuning in and chatting with me. I appreciated it more than you know. So have a great week, and yeah, and I'll wave, and then the camera will get weird. Gonna get weird. Gonna follow me around. Gonna end the stream. If I can remember how. Oh, the button's not working.